Chris, you referenced this a little bit last night about the test that's coming. How excited are you or interested in seeing Sillinger, Johnson, and others against McDavid, Draisaitl, Kucherov, Stamkos, you know the names, Crosby, Malkin? These next 4 games, is this a little silver lining for you just to show them, you're showing them the NHL, to show them the best of the NHL?
Yeah, well, I'm not showing them. They're going to go live it. It's you see, Edmonton's been on a heck of a run here for a while, and so they've got themselves in that elite kind of status now. Tampa, we don't have to talk about them. We know what they've done the last couple of years, and then you'll end with Pitt. So, yeah, it's going to be a trial by fire here, and you're going to have to jump in with both feet. And the pace of the game is going to be faster. The execution, they're going to see some higher level of competition here. So, yeah, I'm very curious to watch it.
You've spoken about it being an opportunity. Do you put them in those head-to-heads? Do you watch them closely in a head-to-head against those great players, or to see how it's going and if it's too much, or do you want to be okay if it's too much?
We'll see. Yeah, it's first of all, your job's try to help them and put them in a position to succeed. And if it's too much, then you pull back. Yeah. But I have no problem seeing them struggle either. You know, and it's, maybe they'll thrive. Who knows? We've had a young kid with Silly here all year, and there's been different situations where I pulled him back and then added, because he's earned it. So we'll see. And you see, we have a lot of guys out, so someone's gonna have to take the minutes. It's not like you have the full lineup here, and there's a lot of key guys that usually gobble a lot of minutes that are out. So someone's going to take.
Have you ever had as inexperienced a lineup maybe right now as you have right now, just over the years, just looking at? I think the only guy you've really got out there that's had more than 200 games on this team is Yorkie, and I guess Jay coming back, but it's about as young as it gets, it feels like right now.
Yeah, we're young. I think we're the youngest or second youngest going into the year, so start pulling some older guys out. Yeah, we're definitely on the younger side for sure.
We've talked a lot about Nick Blankenberg and how he's built trust. Is it fair to say that he's surprised you a little bit with how quickly he's been able to ascend and build that trust?
Yeah, you got to be careful after 5 games building trust. That takes half a season to a season, right? So I've been really encouraged. I didn't know much about him. I said I watch him, you hear reports, but until you put eyes on him and see how he plays the game, he's impressed me in the way how he processes it, applies it, how his split, his last second decisions that he makes are things that you're trying to teach D as they get 3 and 4 and 5 years into his career. So I'm not going to get too far ahead of myself and where he shakes out here at the end, but his ability to understand when to absorb hits, when to try to escape, when to make the first pass, when to skate it out of trouble. He's always very focused and engaged and assertive in his play. So for those things, yeah, they've surprised me, because that's a really hard position to do that in. And we're not even talking about his size, right? He's quickly moved up, again, due to some circumstance, some guys out, and he's getting an opportunity, and he's done a great job with it.
I think he led you guys in shots on goal last night. Did you see him take a step offensively?
Yeah, well, you can see he has that. I think he's finding that comfort level. It's Johnny was the same. You can tell every game he's getting a little bit more comfortable with the puck and different things. So, I think he's a guy that when I look at Nick, he wants to be a responsible defenseman first, which is great. That's what you want. But then, how far can he push it right now? And you get more minutes, you get more opportunity. There's going to be probably a few more green lights for him, and he's found, I think, the right times when to do it rather than forcing it.
Okay. Have you any update on Patty Line? Is he going to be back this season?
Well, he won't be back tomorrow. Again, he's a day-to-day. We got several of those guys that we're just kind of reassessing every day.
Okay. He's now out, but can you sum up Patty's season? What have you seen?
Well, these guys have heard it probably over and over, so you're the new guy to the scrum here. Patrick, after not having probably his a year that he wanted the year before, came into camp in excellent shape. Had a tremendous camp. I thought he started really well, even though he wasn't scoring early. He had some overtime goals, but not as much as he'd want. He was getting tons of looks and great opportunities to score, and then he got hurt, and so he missed a couple months. And within that couple months, he lost his father. So we were only he got on the ice 4 or 5 times in 2 months, and worked back from that. Due to the stoppage and different things, he got back in the lineup because we had some extra practice time. And from there, I thought he really took a step. He went that stretch there where he was just scoring a game busters, right? 19 goals in 22 games. But where we saw it wasn't just the goal. We know he can score. It's the growth in his overall game, and the 200-foot game, his some physicality in his game, his tracking pucks, his back checking, some off-ice stuff. Getting in the gym, doing all that. He's really up the ante in all those things, his practice habits. So I think that all translated into a guy that his overall game really just started to take off. And injuries are part of this process here, as we know it happens. And but I've been really encouraged by how he steadily just went like this year in a lot of areas, not just scoring.
All right. Hey, thanks.
Greg, you couldn't coach this team. So I think this is correct. Tell me if it is. You could not coach this team the same way you coached the team 3 years ago.
No.
Because of the youth. What did you have to change? What did you have to get in your mind before this season started about how to handle Sillinger, to handle Chinikov, to handle this very young?
Well, it's not handling them. To me, it's creating relationships, right? I think I'm not here to handle them. I want to grow with these guys, and this really is. There's a partnership in there, and they have to learn me too. I've been an assistant. They don't know me other than an assistant coach. I've been a head coach, but not with these guys. Boone had it a little bit in the minors. That's it. So there's a feeling out process for them. It's not just the age of the team. It's there was a lot of moving parts in this, and we had a whole new staff. We had that shift in leadership. Like there's all these things that we have to do together, and that's why it was real exciting. It was kind of a changing of the guard. So for me, it was all right. I'm the head coach now. They have to understand me, what I'm going to be looking for, and so there's a feeling out process there, and vice versa. Again, I don't like the word handle. It's just more, how are we going to do this together, and how are we going to approach this every day? What are the expectations? How are we going to push and drive this? And we go back to the foundation of this group, and today and the end of the year and moving forward, what it's supposed to look like. I want them to have a very clear picture of their roles, expectations in the gym and practice. That was real important for our staff. I think for this team to figure out what that was going to look like. I think they have a pretty clear picture of what that's going to be for the end of the year and going into next year. So yeah, there was a lot of challenges in there, but it's been great. I mean, we all want to win more. We understand that. That's why we're here. It's why we're doing it. But there was a lot of navigating some process in there, and talked about opportunity. I mean, geez. I mean, this is, out of all the years I've been here, from the D to the forwards to the young guys, it's been just a ton of that.
Yeah, and every coach says they have an open door policy.
Mm-hmm.
Have you met with guys individually throughout the season, especially the younger players, to just sort of see where they're at?
Yeah,
Talk, monitor?
I encourage it, and I enjoy those. I think the interaction, if they're not sure where they stand, come find me. I mean, I don't want them guessing. I don't want them, well, I'm not really sure. I've been through that as a player, and it's a hard place to be. And I tell them, because I'm not talking doesn't mean I don't care, or not, I'm around, but there's a lot of things going on, right? So I want to make sure that they feel I'm going to be honest with them, and I think that's most important, honesty, and be transparent. They may not like it or agree or disagree, but that's part of it. That's where I think that's where the coaching comes in, and expectations, and then there's some clarity that comes in there. So yeah, you try to do that as much as you can. You have this grandeur plan in your head. Yeah, we're going to meet every day or every. There's not enough hours in the day, So we do a lot through the team, through coaching, through the team videos. If it's good for one, it's usually good for all. As far as the systematic stuff, but the relationship part, it happens organically. I think throughout a season, as you go through ebbs and flows and different maybe confrontations, maybe highs and lows of a season. I think that's the stuff you just, when you see it, it's a great opportunity to coach, you take it. And it could be a one-on-one, it could be with 3 guys, it could be with a whole team.
Were there any surprises? Well, I know you've been a head coach before, but just in the NHL, first time through, were there any surprises or anything that maybe caught you off guard a little bit about the job, the process?
No. No, and I don't mean that in an arrogant way. I really, I felt like I was very well prepared through the people that have prepared me, you know, through the John Tortorellas and you know, I have a list of coaches that I've talked to, and you know, this is my 25th year pro, so I've been through it through a player. I've been in the minors on both sides. I've played 400 in the minors, and so I've gone through a lot of things. So as far as surprises, I don't think there was many surprises. It was, I'm not going to sit here and say it went exactly how I thought it would, because I think every season you go and you go, here's the picture I see, and then there's always surprises as it comes. Yeah, and then all of a sudden, oh, didn't see that coming. As far as maybe a situation with a player, with your team, where we're at, success early was a surprise. When we went 12-6, I'm like, wow, you know. But there were some things in there where when you start to look at it, it was like, oh, you know, we got to be careful, and it hit, you know. So, yeah, I as far as surprises, no, but you expect the unexpected. I think that's the one thing someone taught me a long time ago, and that's what you go with, and then you deal with what's in front of you that day, that week, with that player, and you go from there.